Morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this week's Gift of Healing TV. I'm Sarah Jane, and my guest this week is, whoa, hi Sylvie. We've got Sylvie from Normandy on, so welcome. But my guest this week is Karen Jane, who has actually been with us before, has shared quite a bit with us, but she's back this week to share a violet flame meditation with us. So I'm really looking forward to this. And I do want to say, yes, if you are there, folks, please do let us know you're there, and I will put my little note up in a minute. But I'm going to and Karen's here from Paris as well. Welcome, Karen. Lovely to have you with us. Right, let me introduce Karen to you, our guest, just because we're confusing issues with our viewers, who I love having our live viewers with us. Karen began in complementary therapies when she was 40, having had a varied work life before that. Energy work is the part which speaks to her most and in which she specializes. She began with Reiki and Sikkim and developed her work with energy into working metaphysically, that is between dimensions of time and space, to facilitate clients in releasing influences from other lifetimes or other dimensions in this lifetime, to enable them to advance in every way. This is soul to soul work. At the same time, she channeled teeth in please, channeled a series of day courses with some of her guides, whom she knows as the Lords of Melchizedek. And this is what Karen, oh no, she's not here to do that today. She's here to do the violet flame today. Sorry, that's from previously, I read that last bit. But the Lords of Melchizedek work, I've done all of that with Karen, which is why I got her to come onto the program. It was absolutely brilliant, and I'm sure this is going to be as well this evening. Karen, I haven't got all that muddled up. Welcome to the program.
Thank you. And hi to everybody who's there. And hi to Sylvie and Karen in France.
Oh, Karen, will you do us a favour and maybe you can take over where I've got totally confused here, and we've been talking about this before we even started. Oh, Malathi, you've joined us from Sri Lanka. Brilliant. And it's 12:30 at night for you. Bless you. Lovely to have you with us. Karen, share a little about how you got started with all of this. And then once you've done that, folks, I'm going to get Karen to share a bit about the violet flame, and how she got started with that and what it is for anybody out there who isn't sure but has heard the term but doesn't know what it is. So Karen, first, how did you get started?
With energy work and therapies, it was after a rather unpleasant, bitter breakup with a partner. I left and went back to my hometown of Barnsley. I had been living in Scotland and just carried on my life the best I could. I had issues with my back at the time, so I couldn't work a really physical job. I did what I could where I could because I had a child to support as well. So just went on, and I'd always had an interest in finding the cause of illness, and I'd always said to people, what's the good of treating a symptom? Because if you treat a headache, what's caused the headache? Surely you should treat what's caused the headache, not just the pain. So I'd always had this thing going on in my head. There's more to medicine than treating symptoms. And I found myself unemployed then. And so I enrolled at my local college to do different therapies, and I ordered a few books on therapies and so on. One of them was the book on Reiki. And in between reading Donna Eden's energy medicine book, I put it down somewhere. I went to look for it and put my hand at the side of my chair where I kept whatever book I was reading at the time. That book wasn't there. The Reiki book was. And instead of doing my usual thing, which would be to finish one book before I start another, I picked up the Reiki book, even though I was in the middle of the book, opened it, and the first page, I just read the first page, and I just had in my mind, this is my life. This is what I'm going to do. So from a not very pleasant experience, or a not very pleasant chapter of my life, I moved into learning Reiki, and I rang the one friend whom I knew would understand what I meant by, I've just read the first page of this book and I believe this will be my life. And she knew a Reiki master. So she put me onto her Reiki master, and it was like a trail of crumbs for a chicken. And I just followed it. I just felt and knew in my heart of hearts that this was the right way to go. So I became initiated, and coming onto the Violet Flame more or less immediately. When I did my level 1 Reiki, I was also initiated into the Violet Flame. But I didn't have very much in the way of information or instruction on how to use it. So that came later. And then, of course, I took my other initiations into Sakim, and became a Sakim master. From Reiki level 1, I then went to do Sakim level 2 and mastery in 5 months. And then after that, I did 5 more levels of energy attunements above mastery. And then gradually began working with the Violet Flame. I did my other therapies as well. So I did my best to make a living if I could, where I could, with all the therapies I did. But the energy just took over. It's amazing. Working with energy is the most fabulous feeling I've ever had, apart from holding my child for the first time and different cuddles with him since. Apart from that, energy work is the best feeling in the world. And so I just follow it as much as possible. So then coming on to the Violet Flame, as I said, I didn't have much instruction with it. And what I was told was, use it to avoid a healing crisis. Now I prefer the word healing response, but at the time I was taught it was referred to as a healing crisis. So I was told, use Saint Germain, who was the keeper of the Violet Flame, and the Violet Flame itself, to avoid a healing crisis in clients when you're working with them. So that was how I used it for a few years, and not for anything else. But I was aware of it becoming stronger and stronger with me, and I was using it more and more and more. In fact, all the time. I use it all the time. And then gradually I got to, okay, that's a transmuting light. I can use it for this and this and this. And I began to use it for more and more conditions or situations. And one of its aspects, the cleansing aspect, which of course is transmutation as well, I use it all the time in its cleansing transmutational aspects. So I cleanse people, spaces, and situations. That's just one aspect. And then somebody asked me, how do you do that with the Violet Flame? Don't you teach it? Haven't you got any courses? I just said to myself, and Saint Germain the Flame itself, the angels of the Violet Flame, I just said, okay, you mixture of energy, which is Saint Germain the Flame and the angels, this person wants me to teach something to do with the Violet Flame. How can we get to do it? How do we go about it? And straight into my head it flooded, well, we can do this, 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 and you know how I like to be hands-on and practical. I like people to get right into what they're doing on the courses I do anyway, so that I'll tell them a little bit about whether it's the Lords of Melchizedek and the way they work, or the Violet Flame. And so I separated the Violet Flame into aspects. And during the level 1, I get people to work with the few different aspects of the Violet Flame. And I'll not go into that too much, but one of those aspects is what I've mentioned, the cleansing aspect. Another aspect is the healing by transmutation aspect. So we work with each of those individually. At level 1 of my courses, the people are attuned to the Violet Flame, if they wish, of course. If they don't wish the attunement, they don't have to. Anybody can work with the Violet Flame. If you're attuned to it, it's strongly installed into what I call the personal trinity, the mind, body, spirit, so that you have access to it all the time without even asking. So for me, that's a better way of working with it. It's just there and you emanate it. But for those who don't want the actual attunement, they can still work with the Violet Flame. It's still very strong, very effective. Then on level 2, because I've seen the Violet Flame evolve over the years, we'll use the more evolved aspect and we'll work metaphysically at level 2. At level 1, it's quite physical. We do the healing, we do the cleansing, and we do some other work at level 1. With the evolved entire flame, we work metaphysically because that's so much stronger and it can move through the dimensions. And once people learn how to work with the violet flame in its aspects, which I teach at level 1, they get used to it. They learn how to work with it, and then they can move into working metaphysically for themselves and for other people.
Yeah, Karen, because
yes,
there's a chance we've got people this is their first dip into anything. I mean, if there's anybody got any questions out there, please ask. But for those people who may not understand the word metaphysically, which you've used a couple of times, can you explain for people what that is? As best you can.
I will do my best. It's actually, the word itself is ephemeral, and I looked it up in the dictionary once, and I've forgotten the exact words to describe what metaphysical means. But for me, working metaphysically means working between the dimensions and between lives, and a dimension can be even 1 second ago. So if you've suffered some kind of trauma, or even if you've had something happy happen a second ago, 5 seconds ago, that was in another dimension, and anything can change from that dimension to this. Other lives, which I believe in implicitly, are also other dimensions, and we can be other people in those lives. And what I found when I looked up the meaning of metaphysical was, it meant working in the non-tangible. It means that it's something not tangible. And of course, 5 seconds ago, you can't touch it, you're not there anymore. Another lifetime, you can't touch, you can't experience fully because you're not in it anymore. But with the violet flame and other energies I work with, you can access those other dimensions. So you are still working in the non-tangible. So for me, that's what metaphysics means.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Does that explain?
I hope so. I hope that explains it for people, and because I'd hate to think that people are thinking, yes, but I don't understand what she's talking about. So it's good that folks do understand that. It really is. We've got Roland with us. Good evening. And we've got Phyllis Ann, who's in California. So we've got a mix of people from spread quite across the world with us this evening. So welcome to you all. So Karen, you've explained a little bit about the fact that are there more than 2 levels with the violet flame?
There'll be 3.
Yeah. Okay, brilliant. So
at the moment, there'll be 3. But you know how it went with the Lords of Melchizedek. We started off with level 1. They told me there'd be 3, and then on the second level they told me there'd be 7, and we ended up with 10. Because as the groups developed, so did the work, and it expanded.
Absolutely.
So for now.
For now. Well, yeah, it's like I've been given sort of 3 levels and the training level with the sound. Goodness knows where it'll go from there. So it's up to the people that work with it, and how as with everything, it's how it grows. So no, that's brilliant. Can you, before we go into the meditation, which obviously is one of the things that people are here for, and I know you've explained about you're working with the violet flame and with Saint Germain. Can you, I don't know whether you can, but can you tell us a little bit about the violet flame? I know you've said you work with it in different ways. Do we know how it came about? Because Saint Germain was believed to live for a very long time, from what little I remember reading about it. I should say.
The furthest back as regards information about Saint Germain and the violet flame I've managed to get is they originated or were there or on Atlantis. Saint-Germain was the keeper of the violet flame on Atlantis. I believe, and I'm getting a very strong yes from upstairs now, I believe that thank you, it originated when the Earth first was created. And okay, it was part of the Earth's creative force. That's just come in because you've asked. Nobody else has ever asked me where it came from before or what happened. So there you go. You've got an amazing answer. So it was part of the Earth's creative force. Thank you. And held the Earth as it was being formed in a safe vibration. A safe, I don't know who believes in the Big Bang Theory and who doesn't, but if that is true, obviously there were tremendous changes happening when the Earth was being formed. And while those changes were going on, different parts of the Earth would need to be healed. This is the picture I'm getting in my mind at the moment. So the violet flame held the Earth in a healing and loving and safe vibration to allow it to form into what we know now. And of course that took many, many centuries, millennia. And the violet flame, the exact words I'm getting is the violet flame was always there for the Earth and is there for us now.
And
so there you go. That
makes sense to me, because obviously there was, you see, transmutation is about change.
Exactly.
And it's obviously, to me, it's the change from that hurt and pain into love.
Yeah.
With the way I work with it, with the sound energy. So so to me, it's about the changes the Earth had to go through for us then to be able to live on it.
Yes,
and
for us to be able
to live on it.
Created.
It makes perfect sense to me that, if you like, the Earth was wrapped in this flame of protection while it was transforming, while it was creating.
Yeah, I think it's I usually call it a violet light. It's known as the violet flame, but to me it's more of a light. But same thing really. And because of the different aspects of it, it's helped the Earth and humans and every creature on the Earth during the whole development. Once the Earth was stable to allow life, human and animal life and plant life, then the flame, or the violet light, was there also to help with the changes as beings were created. And if you imagine just being a baby and growing up and so on, you go through so many changes. And that light has been there for the changes for the Earth, for the plant kingdom, the animal kingdom, humanity. From time immemorial, it was there in the universe. Now, whereabouts in the universe or multiverse it really first began, before it started to help the Earth, I can't quite see at the moment. But it's everywhere.
Yeah.
The vision I'm getting now is that it's everywhere. So I hope that helps, and it's too spooky for people.
Brilliant. And Roland has said, I did a version of the violet flame before, just some simple invocations, simple but effective. And yes, I know, I've read a little book which is downstairs, so I'm not going to go and get it. And it's only a little book, it's not a big one, and I can't remember exactly what the title is, but it's definitely Violet Flame. And I think it's actually a purpley violetty colour as well, the book. But so, and that very much goes on about so the invocation, inviting the violet flame in, if people are running fairs or sort of all sorts of things, and inviting those positive, beautiful energies in. So I'm with you, Roland. That's I must admit, the information I had. So Karen, wonderful that you've brought such amazing information to us. And Roland's in Amsterdam in the Netherlands, so welcome. It's lovely to have you with us, and thanks.
Yes, thanks for that information for me as well, because I have never read a book on the violet flame. The only information I was ever given was what my Reiki master gave me, Reiki Supreme master gave me, and it's a couple of pages. actually more about Saint-Germain and the different reincarnations or incarnations he's had. So the bit about the violet flame, it was just because it was speaking about Saint-Germain's incarnation on Atlantis, when he was the guardian of the violet flame then. All the rest of the information I have about the violet flame has been given to me by my guides. So the same as with the Lord's Melchizedek work, it was all given to me from above, and I have not actually researched the violet flame anywhere. Just that little bit of info I had from my scheme master.
So,
and I've seen pictures of Saint-Germain on the internet, but that's it. The rest has come from guides for me. The rest of the information I give out has come from guides, well, Saint-Germain specifically.
Brilliant, brilliant. Thank you. And folks, if you've got any questions on that, please feel free to ask them. But I think what we're going to do is go into the meditation. So I don't know whether you need to share a little bit about the meditation before we start, Karen. But folks, if you would like some music playing, because I think it is a while since we've done a meditation on the program. So for those of you that haven't been with us before, if you'd like some music playing, please will you source a CD, MP3, whatever. I'm going to say cassette. I won't say record, because I'm definitely showing my age now. That you'd like to have playing during it. We do not play music because I do not have copyright for any, and I do not wish to infringe anyone's copyright. So please, if you'd like to get some music for yourselves to play during the meditation, please do that. Karen, do you want to explain a little bit about the meditation while people just possibly source some music for themselves, and then we'll go into it?
Yeah, there's not an awful lot to explain because it will become apparent what we're doing with it. But we're going to start off, first of all, I would like people to do what they normally do about grounding and protection, if they do that. I'll do my part because my role here, apart from talking through the meditation, guiding people through it, is to hold energy for them. And I consider that as a very important part of the work. It's my job, if you like, my role, I should say, to hold safe energy, to hold a safe space for people. So I am doing my bit right now with the help of the violet flame and their energies to create a safe space for everyone who is here now and everyone who will be watching the replay. Other than that, we're going to go into using the violet flame straight away. I'm going to introduce people to it. If people wish to invoke Saint-Germain and the angels of the violet flame, Archangel Zadkiel, about whom we spoke earlier, to make the energy stronger for themselves, then they can do so. I'm invoking Saint-Germain, Zadkiel, and the regular angels of the violet flame, and the flame itself. And I'm invoking it in its slightly evolved aspect, but I will keep referring to it just as the violet flame or the violet light, because I don't want to put more ideas into people's head. I think that's enough to go on. So I'm invoking all that, and we're going to take a few breaths of it first to become all relaxed and pink and warm and fluffy. Oh, pink and purple and fluffy.
Brilliant, brilliant, Karen. Dawn, great, you've joined us. Wonderful. And Roland said he's going to be playing his wooden flute. So we're going to have some wooden flute energies with this as well, which I have no doubt we will feel. So great, wonderful. So I hope you enjoy the meditation while you're playing your flute, and we can enjoy that as well. So thank you. And I set the intention that your wooden flute playing is, the energies of that is felt by everybody who watches the replay, watches the YouTube video, how many years, ever many years down the line, although none of us can actually hear it. The joy with sound energy is about what you feel. So Karen, I hope everybody's ready. They've got their music to hand, if they would like some. And I'm going to actually hand over to Karen, and I'm now going to sit and enjoy this.
I hope you all enjoy it. So if, as they used to say on the television, if you're sitting comfortably, we'll begin. So please do whatever you need to do to be comfortable. comfortable, please make sure there are no phones which are going to ring, no television which is blaring out. If you've got some nice quiet music, that's great. And as I just said a couple of minutes ago, please do whatever you normally do to protect and ground yourself if you do that. Some people believe in it, some people don't. And I'm hoping and creating a perfectly safe, warm, loving space for you. So be comfortable, please, either sitting with your feet on the floor or sit with your legs crossed. Lie down. Just be comfortable. And then close your eyes if you haven't already. And I'll describe my way, which I normally use for grounding, and you can do it or not as you wish. But just allow roots like tree roots to come out of the soles of your feet and into the floor, no matter how you're sitting or lying. Allow these roots to come out of your soles, into the floor, and into the earth, and let these roots penetrate by at least 30 meters, and go further if you wish to. And just take a moment to visualize these roots coming out of your feet and penetrating really deeply into the earth, so that you are fully anchored physically in the present, whilst your mind is allowed to float, is allowed to go where the violet flame takes you. And just know, see, or imagine that all around you is this beautiful violet light of transmutation, which will protect you, nourish you, and cleanse you. The guardian of the violet flame is Saint-Germain, who is also with you to enhance the process. The archangel of the violet flame, Zadkiel, and the angels of the violet flame are also with you. And if you wish to call on them for yourself, that will enhance their presence. And now just breathe in this beautiful violet light and allow it to flow throughout your whole body, relaxing and cleansing you. Allow it to begin in your lungs and your chest cavity, flowing softly, gently. And as you breathe in more and more of it, allow it to flow to your organs, your skeletal structure, your muscles, and your brain. And when you breathe out, just let go of everything which is not needed right now. And let all that you breathe out escape into the violet light which surrounds you to be transmuted. And take several of these deep, relaxing, cleansing breaths. And just observe how the violet light, as you breathe it in, nourishes you internally as well as externally. How it washes away everything which isn't needed. And breathe out. Take responsibility for your own letting go. Breathe out what you know you don't need into the violet flame, and allow that not needed stuff to be transmuted. And feel the purity of the violet light. Feel its love and feel the bliss of its relaxation, the cleansing which is occurring. And once you are completely relaxed and still in your mind, body and spirit, request that the violet light be in its healing by transmutation mode or aspect, and you will probably feel its quality changing with your request. And before it was just cleansing you, relaxing you, now it's in healing by transmutation aspect. Allow yourself, if you wish, just to feel the difference. And again, if you wish to invoke Saint Germain, the angels, and the flame itself by calling on them, as well as listening to the words, that will enhance the process. Feel free to call on. Allow the violet light to wash over you and enter your whole energetic system, your mind, your body, your spirit, your mental aspect, the conscious mental aspect of you, the subconscious. Allow it to flow through your aura, your chakras or your meridians, whichever you happen to believe in or use. Or if you mix systems, just allow the violet flame to work its way through every single aspect of you. Take a moment to appreciate this healing by transmutation aspect of the violet light. Just appreciate for a moment how this feels. And then direct the flame. It is yours to request what you want. Direct the flame into your very cells. Allow it to flow into and fill, even saturate every single cell of your body. And let it flow in this healing by transmutation mode into your cells, into the quantum space of you, which is the subatomic level of your very being, of your essence. And allow the violet light to transmute any dis-ease within your physical body, within your mind and spirit. Allow it to transmute any imbalance in any aspect, in every aspect of your complete being. And just know that by asking the violet light to do this, it is happening. And while you allow the violet light to flow to the very core of your being, to the subatomic level of you, observe in a detached manner any changes which are occurring at any level, and know that any changes can only be for your highest good and your best possible outcome. Take some moments now to be in and with the violet light of transmutation, allowing it to heal by transmutation. And now, just for a few moments, consider one issue which might be bothering you at the moment in your physical life, something you wish to have transmuted, whether this is physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual, a situation, and ask the violet light to amplify its presence in your energetic system. Feel the healing of this issue beginning, and ask that the violet light heal by transmutation this one specific issue at its origin in time and space, wherever that may be. Violet light, heal by transmutation this issue at its origin in time and space. Please heal this for me by transmutation for all my lives in all dimensions. Set me free, and allow yourself to accept this pure and beautiful form of healing. Know that you deserve to be healed, and that the violet light is there for you in all its aspects at the moment, focusing specifically on healing by transmutation. And you can ask that the violet light cleanses anything and anyone connected with that issue. Spread the healing by transmutation to others and allow them to accept, which is their choice, that you can share the light. And again, simply observe detachedly any changes in your physical being, your mental emotional aspect, chakras, etc. And if you are able to see your other lives and other dimensions, note the changes taking place there too, and how this is already filtering through to the life in which you hear me speaking. Take some moments to allow this. Every day is for a reason, and you've been brought here, or you have found yourself here because the time is right to accept that you deserve and want this healing. And you have asked the violet light to transmute your issue And you are allowing this to happen for your highest good, your best possible outcome, and your greatest joy. Simply allow. And now bring your awareness back, giving thanks to the violet light, to Saint Germain, the angels and archangel of the light, and the light itself. Bring your awareness back within your room. Bring your awareness back within your body, and feel your body in your chair. Be completely once again in the present. Know that you can ask the violet flame anytime you wish for its help. When you feel once again in the present, gently open your eyes. And once you open your eyes, be consciously aware of any changes. Give your thanks again to all those who've helped you. And know that whatever you've asked for in any dimension is happening, has happened. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Karen.
You're welcome.
I'm hearing me. Right, okay. Amazing. Thank you very much for that. Folks, when you are ready, please feel free. If any of you've got any questions, because I know we're actually coming close to end of time, but if we need to run over a bit, we will. If you want to share, if you want to ask any questions, please do. When you said towards the beginning about sort of letting the flame sort of wrap round you and take you wherever, I found myself above the planet. I do that, but you're aware that I tend to do this fairly regularly. I tend to find myself a lot above the planet. But then when you're sort of talking more about the sort of the physical, it was almost as if I was watching me. So I almost got the sense that it was spirit, soul, higher self, whatever, because it depends on the terminology that everybody wants to use, that had gone off planet, leaving the physical form here. And so it was, oh, okay. And I was here. I was listening to every word that you were saying. I know they are very good at detaching the whole thing of me, and it does what it wants. But I was very much aware of 2 or 3 little body jerk movements, and it was just like, okay. And it was different places. It wasn't all in the same place, and it wasn't as if it was okay, oh, oops, my head's gone. And it was, and I'm just thinking, okay, I've just totally trusted that whatever was right is what's happened. And Karen and I've worked enough together that she knows that I totally trust. But no, that was lovely, and I'm looking forward to sort of there was something I did ask support with, and I'm looking forward to waiting and see what happens with that. Roland says thank you, so much appreciated, Roland. Thank you for being here. Anybody else would you like to share? Because I'm sure Karen would love to receive some feedback. However, if you're not sure you wish to share here for me to read it out, I totally understand, as does Karen. But if you would like to still share with her, we under the YouTube video tomorrow, but already on the Gift of Healing TV website, is Karen's website address. On the About Us page, there's Karen's bio and her website address. So please do feel free to contact her through there if you want to talk to her about anything, if you want to share anything about this. Right, okay. Oh, Malathi, what are you saying? What's happening? Question mark. I have no idea, because I'm not sure what the question means. So I hope that you experienced the meditation. I hope you enjoyed it, and we are all now back. Or are you just feeling a little bit lightheaded after the meditation? Just relax, bring yourself back in plenty of time. And Karen, did you want to say something to Malathi?
I'm just going to say, if people are feeling a bit spaced out, drinking water does help to reground you.
Yeah, which is what I'm doing. So yes, brilliant. It does, absolutely. Karen says, thank you very much. Lovely, peaceful feeling. Sylvie says, yes, amazing. As you said, Sarah, thank you, Karen, and the violet flame. So I'm assuming Sylvie had some sort of similar experience to myself then. So great, lovely. I'm not the only one who does things like that. Jay says, thank you both. Jay, lovely to have you with us. I know that you sometimes manage to join us, which is great. Roland, I feel more alive even after a busy day. Brilliant.
Great.
Oh, and aware, says Roland. Phyllis Ann says, truly peaceful. Dawn says, beautiful. Thank you, Karen. I do violet flame decree daily, but meditation perfect and perfect. Has had a brain overload today. Oh, right. Has had a brain overload today. Brilliant. Malathi, thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Karen. I couldn't hear for a while, Sarah. Okay. If for any reason you couldn't hear it, I'm going to say, I know there was, well, actually during the meditation aspect you were sharing there, Karen, it didn't seem too bad to me. I had my eyes closed, but then it didn't need to be watched anyway. It was about what you were sharing. Yeah. Malathi, can I suggest that you go back? But it might be, and Karen can, because with the Lords of Melchizedek stuff, especially in the final ones, I would find that as much as I was totally there in the room, I was totally aware of what was going on. Nothing appeared to be happening, and Karen thought we were all falling to sleep. Well, we weren't. So sometimes what you may find is it appears as if you've gone to sleep. It appears as if you can't remember anything, but totally trust higher self body is taking exactly what is right for you, and any knowledge of that will come to you when it's meant to. Do you want to add anything to that, Karen?
No, I think you've explained that exactly right.
Good, yeah. Good.
Yes.
Excellent.
As you say, people think they've gone to sleep and they think they haven't absorbed anything, but they have. And just by listening, the subconscious still hears when the conscious mind is asleep, and it takes the suggestion, takes the healing, and so on. So what is right for everybody has happened.
Yeah, Absolutely. And I just had to come to trust that with all the work that I did with you sort of in past years, because the very beginning ones, yes, I was definitely and very aware, but the latter ones, and I just trusted that it was all happening at a totally different level. And it may be that that's what's happened with you. And I think Dawn says yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Dawn says, yes, I had to come out and go back in. Karen said it cut off. Oh, okay, right. It didn't cut off, I don't think, folks. There was a silence because you were allowed time for things to happen.
Yeah.
So it could, no, it didn't cut off, folks. It was a silence. So if you need to go back, this would be my suggestion. If you need to go back and revisit this and just trust the silences, because that's why we suggest the music. A lot of meditations I share with people, there's time for you to be within the meditation. And that's what you've done, isn't it, Karen? That's what happened.
Yeah. Yes, I did.
Yeah. So brilliant. So that was what that was. So sorry, I'm answering that. Now I get a sense of what folks are saying. It didn't cut off, folks. It was quiet time. So I hope that you can come back to the YouTube version of this. The replay, you can't juggle. The YouTube, you can come right back to the beginning of the meditation and you can just do the meditation again. So brilliant. So that's okay. So Dawn, great, thank you. Karen, thank you. It cut off occasionally. No, it didn't. So that's brilliant. Malathi, I'll watch tomorrow again. Brilliant. Tomorrow I'll put it up onto the website so you can get the YouTube video, Malathi. If you go into that, as I said, you can just take it to the meditation. And Karen, my back is still stiff, feeling the warmth. Brilliant, thank you. Oh no, my back is still feeling the warmth. It's not stiff. That was right. My eyes started going. So that's brilliant. Thank you, folks. Karen, have you got any last words you'd like to share with people? Because I do appreciate we've run a fraction over.
The only thing I would like to say is whenever anybody wants help from the violet flame, just ask. It's there. And as you said before, if people want to contact me, perfect. But just, if you do contact me, just allow a little bit of time for me to reply, because I've got a very time-consuming job at the moment. So it might take me a couple of days to get back to you, but I will get back to you if you contact me. Do you want any more information, anything, please feel free to ask. But ask the violet light anytime you want. Of course, it can only be used for the good stuff.
Brilliant, brilliant. Now, Karen has said, by cut off, I mean the picture froze. That's technology, Karen. We could. I wasn't watching the picture when I'm doing when I'm receiving meditation. I don't watch pictures. It's about closing your eyes and it's about just listening. And everything I was listening to was fine. It was as it was said. So if you're going to revisit this, please just close your eyes and just relax with it and just listen. This is what I love. I know we're doing a live program which is visual, but with meditation we could potentially do it without the pictures, but I think it's great fun to see people, and I like seeing people. It's great to meet people. I wish I could have all our viewers visual as well. That would be wonderful. That would be great, but it doesn't work quite like that, unfortunately. So sort of, and I'd love one of these days to actually have a physically live audience in a room. That would be wonderful. One of these days we might get to do that, but of course that would be very limited because we couldn't have people from, where is it, California, Netherlands, it was Amsterdam, we've got France, we've got the UK, we've got Sri Lanka. We couldn't do that. So this is the joy of being able to do it this way. Karen, thank you so much for joining us again. Thank you for sharing the wonderful meditation with us.
It's very welcome.
Absolutely brilliant. Next week, folks, we hope you'll be able to join us again. And we are being joined by Jackie Bent. Now, I am going to be totally upfront about this. She actually happens to be my little sister. And she is going to be sharing with us the emotional baggage diet. Now, I don't want people thinking, oh yeah, but she's a sister. Jackie came second in a Hay House competition with this. So to me, she has a total right to be sharing the emotional baggage diet. She is brilliant. She started this path before I did, and she's 6 years younger than me. So bless her cotton socks, she's been doing it a lot longer and she's younger. So Jackie's got some wonderful information to share with us next week. I'm really looking forward to having her on. And actually, the reason helping was going through my head, it's because of her this program is happening. She's the one that signed up to the technology we're using, and she's the one who's letting me use it. So it's totally brilliant that she's actually getting to share her stuff, and it's not just stuff, it's brilliant stuff, on the program next week. So I hope you'll join us for the emotional baggage diet next week, and it's a brilliant title, and I hope it does actually explain what it is all about. So folks, thank you for joining us this week. Malathi says thanks, I really enjoyed. So that's brilliant, and it was lovely to have you with us live, Malathi. It really was. Karen, thank you so much for being here. Folks,
thanks for having me.
Absolute pleasure. Have a wonderful week, and I hope we'll see you again. Love, peace, and light to you all. Namaste.
Namaste.